Hello and welcome to class. Please get any props you may need and find yourself in a comfortable position on your mat. So we're going to begin today's class with the hands on the heart center. Closing the eyes off, just take a moment here, tuning in with yourself, how you're feeling today physically, mentally, emotionally, whatever time of the day it may be. And just being more aware of yourself and less aware of what's going on outside. And we'll take a few more moments here. Taking a deep inhale through the nose, you can maybe exhale through the mouth here. We'll do this 2 more times, so inhaling deeply through the nose and sighing out through the mouth. 1 more time. Inhale and exhale. Remaining here for a few more moments, we'll gently begin to open the eyes, bring the hands onto the knees, and we'll begin with the breath work. Nadi Shodhana, alternate nostril breathing. So placing the pinky and the ring finger on the left nostril, the middle and index finger come to the forehead, and the right thumb comes to the right nostril. So we'll exhale completely through the right and inhale through the right. Closing off the right with the thumb, exhale through the left. Inhale through the left. Close the left and exhale through the right. Inhale through the right. Closing the right, exhaling through the left. At your own pace, maybe counting here to bring balance into your breath. However many breaths feels comfortable for you, not forcing, relaxing the forehead, relaxing all of the other muscles. And if your arm begins to get tired, you can change arms. So we're just going to continue for a few more cycles here. And finding peace with the silence. Remaining aware of the self. And not paying so much attention to the outside. If this begins to get a little too much for you, you can stop earlier. We have a few more cycles left here, really balancing and calming the mind, balancing the body. When you're ready, you can finish exhaling through the right and bring your hands onto your knees. Take a moment to breathe through both nostrils. Notice if you're feeling a little calmer, a little more relaxed, maybe a little clear-minded. We'll begin opening the eyes. Bring the hands onto knees if they aren't already. We'll begin by drawing circles with the belly button, going towards the right knee, left knee, and backwards, just warming up the spine here. Taking your time, going fast or slow, whatever works for you. Maybe picking the pace up, maybe keeping the eyes closed. Really take this time to bring the attention inwards. So once you know what you're doing, you don't necessarily have to look outside. You don't have to look at the video or look at others. A few more rounds here on this side. And then we'll change directions, going towards the left knee, right knee, and backwards. Again, maybe starting off slowly and then picking the pace up. Feeling throughout the spine if there are any positions that feel a little uncomfortable or feel like they need a bit more stretching. You can remain a little longer here. And then we'll find ourselves back in the center, keeping the hands on the knees, and we'll begin by moving our weight forwards and backwards, bring the chin towards the chest. So really bring some warmth into the spine, warming up the spine, and keeping both sitting bones on the floor here. Maybe bring a wave movement through the spine if you're able to. A few more times. Again, are you able to feel if there are any areas that feel a little tired or stiff? Then finding your way back in the center. With the next inhale, raise your arms up, bring your arms down towards the ground, stretching out here. Breathing, releasing the head, and then walking the hands over towards the right side, folding over the right leg. Stretching out the left side body here, and then we're going to begin to walk the hands back towards the center and then placing them towards the left side, making sure that both of your hands are at the same distance here as you stretch through the right side body. Gently we'll begin to come up here, bring the hands behind the back, interlace the hands, drop the head back, lift the heart center up. You're free to do a little breath here, a lion's breath, by bringing the tongue outside the mouth and exhaling all of the stagnant air. Just staying here for a few more moments and then coming back towards the center. When you're ready, you can make your way up into a standing position. So standing comfortably at the top of your mat, maybe walking through your feet, moving your toes, being aware of how you are standing on your mat. Bring the shoulders up towards the ears and pulling them back down, hands open, closing the eyes off. Again, just taking this time to really tune in with how you're feeling. If you'd like, you can bring your hands onto your heart center once more. We often forget the importance of really just being aware of the self without the necessity to move, to be elsewhere, to do something. Just being still. When you're ready, we'll begin to lift the arms up towards the ceiling. Look up towards the fingertips. Bring the hands together and exhale, bring the hands towards the floor. Don't hesitate to bend your knees. Inhale, we're going to come up. Once more, lifting the arms up and exhaling, folding over the legs. Inhale, up. And exhale, folding over the legs. Few more times here. If you feel comfortable, you can lift your heels off the floor as you come up And fold once more over the legs, warming up the ankles. And don't forget, you can bend your knees as much as you need to. Inhale up and exhale down. Remember, going at your own pace. If this feels too fast, you can take more time here. We're going to try to remain on the toe tips here, just for a few breaths, before we make our way back down, folding over the legs. Folding over the legs, bending the knees as much as you need to here, and maybe just swaying from side to side, bringing either hand to either elbow, and just swaying from right to left, releasing the head, releasing the neck. And then releasing the hands back down to the floor. We're going to step the left leg back. Left knee on the floor. Right knee over right ankle. Inhale, raise both of your arms up towards the ceiling. Exhale, bring your hands into prayer position at your chest. Placing your hands on your knees, we're going to draw some circles with the knees. Not applying too much pressure onto the knee here. And then changing sides. Releasing the hands back down to the floor now. Step the right leg back, come into your first downward facing dog. Lifting the heels up maybe walking through the legs here. And just to warm up the back body. Again, what feels good for you here? And then placing your knees on the ground, bending your elbows, bring your chest and your chin to the floor. Inhale, gently come up into cobra position, keeping your stomach button on the floor. And exhale, coming back down into downward facing dog. Again, if you need to, you can walk your feet out, or you can stay still here. Remember, you can also keep your knees bent in downward facing dog to keep the spine nice and straight. Stepping the left leg forward, putting the right knee on the floor. Raise both your arms up. Hands come to the chest in a prayer position. And then as we did with the right leg, we're going to do with the left leg. Just drawing circles with the knees in one direction and then the other direction. Releasing the hands back down and stepping the right leg back, forwards, forward fold. Inhale, raise your arms up towards the ceiling, hands come together. Exhale, your hands in a prayer position at your chest. Inhale, raise the arms up, maybe a gentle back bend here if that feels okay. Exhale, release your hands down to the floor. Bring the left leg back, right knee on the floor. The right leg back and downward facing dog. Exhale, knees, chest, chin to the floor, sliding forwards, cobra pose. And then downward facing dog. Bring a little bit more movement and heat into the body. Inhale, left leg forwards. We're going to lift the right leg forwards, forward fold. Inhale, up. Exhale, hands to chest. Inhale, lift the arms up. Exhale, the hands down towards the floor. This time, right leg back, right knee on the floor. Left leg back, downward facing dog. Exhale, knees come to the floor and we come into a child's pose. Relaxing posture. Just take a moment. And feel free to massage your forehead on the floor, keeping your sitting bones pulled down towards your heels. And just enjoy this moment of pause. When you're ready, we're going to come back onto the hands and the knees. And then bring the left leg forwards. And when you're ready, bring the right leg forwards as we fold over the legs. Inhale, raise the arms up. Bring the hands down towards the chest and just stay here for a few breaths. Feel it out. Feel what you're feeling right now. Take this moment of silence. Maybe releasing the arms. Bring the hands back together. Inhale, raise the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Stepping the left leg back, left knee on the floor. And lifting the left knee up off the floor this time. Come up with the right knee bent over the ankle, hands up towards the ceiling. Placing the hands down towards the floor. Bringing the left knee back down on towards the floor. And then bring your weight backwards. We're going to do a little movement here. Inhaling, arms up. Exhaling, stepping backwards, stretching through the right leg. Inhale, up. Exhale, hands down, stretch through the right leg as your weight goes back. Inhale, up. Exhale, down. Again, inhaling up. Exhaling. And then we're going to stay here, maybe adjusting your position, just staying here for a few breaths as we stretch through the right hamstring. Try to keep your spine straight here. Gently coming back forwards. Hands on the mat. Step the right leg back. Tuck your toes, come up into downward facing dog. Keeping your gaze towards the stomach button. A few more breaths here. And when you're ready, stepping the left leg forward, right knee on the floor. Lifting the right knee and then lifting the arms up into our crescent lunge pose on the other side. Looking up towards the fingertips, if that feels comfortable for you, then releasing the hands down towards the mat. The right knee comes back down and bringing the weight backwards and forwards once more. So doing the same on the other side here, stretching through the left hamstring and the right psoas muscle. As we lift up, stretch back slightly, exhale, bring the weight back, stretch through the left leg. Maybe try to feel the difference here between both sides. Maybe one side feels a little more tighter than the other one. And then we're going to stay still here, bringing the weight backwards, stretching through the left hamstring. And then gently coming back forwards, stepping the left leg back, and coming onto the knees. And just resting here, maybe bring your hands into a mudra, into a prayer position, whatever feels good. Close the eyes off. Check in with the breath, check in with how you're feeling. Inhale, raise the arms up. Exhaling, bring the left hand towards the right knee and the right hand behind the back. Coming into a twisting posture, keep the stomach button in towards the spine. Looking towards the right shoulder, inhale, center. Exhale, other side. Right hand towards the left knee, left hand back. Inhale, center. Then we're going to come into cow pose. So to do this, we're going to bring the right leg over the left leg here. So what we want is for either knee to be in line. If this is too much for you, you can adjust your position, maybe like so. Or maybe just stretch out the lower leg here. Maybe placing a cushion under the top knee. When you found your comfortable seated position, we'll proceed with the arms, lifting the arms up, bending the right elbow, gently pulling the right elbow down. Then we're going to bring the left arm behind the back, interlacing the hands. You can also bring a belt here to help reduce the distance between both hands. Maybe closing the eyes off. Find your comfort in the posture. Maybe bring the chin down towards the chest also. We'll lift the arms back up and then we'll change sides. So you can do it like this in a spiral position, or you can just find your way onto the other side. Left leg over right leg. Again, adjusting your posture here, finding what feels right for your legs, for your hips. Or maybe just even staying cross-legged. Wherever you're seated now, you can prepare to lift your arms up, bending the left elbow, gently pulling the left elbow down, and then interlace your hands. Again, you can use your belt here. Eyes closed, maybe bring the chin down towards the chest. Making sure you're not collapsing here, keeping your back nice and straight. And also making sure that the knees are nicely aligned if you're in the full posture. Releasing your arms. Releasing your legs. We'll begin to gently shake out the legs a little bit if that felt difficult. And then when you're ready, we're going to bring both soles of the feet together to come into butterfly pose. Beginning with your hands over your ankles, pulling your shoulders down, nice stretch in the trapezius muscles. And then adjusting your grip to come onto your feet or onto your toes and begin to actively move your legs up and down, your knees. Coming into the active butterfly pose. So warming up through the hips here. Maybe going a little faster again if that's what you feel like, or just remaining calm and taking your time. And speeding it up and slowing down. Once more speeding it up here. And then slowing it down. Almost done here. When you're ready, you can begin to open your feet up if you feel like it. Bring your elbows down towards your knees. Pushing against your legs and just fold over your legs. Don't think of how far you can go. Just allow yourself to drop here. Feel free to use a cushion here also, or block to support your head. As we settle into this pose for a few more breaths. Allowing for each breath to let us go a little further and then gently coming back up. Lifting the knees up. And gently rolling down towards the mat. Bring the back onto the mat. Adjusting your position here, we'll begin with a little inversion pose. So you can decide what feels good for you. Either you can just lift your legs up, flexing the feet. You can maybe place something under your hips here, a cushion or a block. Or you can come into the full posture, keeping your elbows and shoulders aligned, staying nice and straight through the body. As we lift the legs up, engaging the legs, engaging the stomach. Keeping your chin nicely centered here. And gently supporting the back of the lower back. Maybe squeezing the feet as if somebody was holding something in between your feet and you had to squeeze it very strongly. This helps to keep your legs engaged. A few more breaths here. And then if you're in the full posture, release your hands down to the mat first and gently begin to roll down, vertebrae after vertebrae, down towards the mat. Great, we're going to come into the counter posture here, the fish pose. Bring the hands and the arms under the body. Lifting the head up and placing the crown of the head on the mat. Keep your eyes open here. So your shoulders should be supporting you here. You shouldn't have all of the weight on the head or the neck. And taking a few more breaths and then gently lifting the head back up, placing the head back on the mat. When you're ready, bring your left knee in towards your chest, hug your knee tightly and raise your head up, nose to knee. Inhale here, exhale, maybe pulling down the right hip and then release the head down to the mat. We're going to do a little twist here. Open the left arm up and with the help of the right hand, gently pull the knee towards the right side. Again, making sure that the left shoulder remains on the knee. It's not so important. The left shoulder remains on the floor. It's not so important that the knee touches the floor. Inhale, coming back towards the center. Hug the knee, release the knee. Changing sides. Right knee into chest, hug the knee, lift the head up, knee to nose. Inhaling and exhaling and inhaling. And when you're ready, you can release the head down with the help of the left hand, pulling the right knee towards the left side. You can also place a cushion or a block under that bent knee. Keeping the gaze towards the opposite arm. And then bring the knee back towards center, hug the knee tightly in towards the chest. Then bring both knees up. We're going to come into happy baby pose, a great pose to end the lesson. As you sway from side to side, your arms are towards the inner body, the hands on the outside of the feet, or maybe the big toes. And just play around here. You're free to do what you'd like. What feels good? It feels good to stretch the legs out, to bend the knees, or to maybe stay still. What feels good for you? It's so important to really check in with yourself. When you feel like you've done enough, you can just completely release yourself onto the mat, feet open, hands open, into our final posture, Shavasana. Close the eyes off, adjust the body. Maybe bring a blanket if that feels good. Maybe inhaling through the nose and exhaling, sighing through the mouth. As you end this moment here, relaxing, being aware of what the class has brought you, being aware of how you're feeling now with no judgment, only compassion, whatever you may be feeling. And just relax. Slowly, when you're ready, you can begin to move your fingers, move your toes, lift your arms up, stretch through the entire body. And then bring the knees towards the chest, hug the knees tightly. Thank yourself for the time you've taken for yourself today. And roll over to the left side, stay here for a moment. And find your way into a seated position, eyes closed. Thank you so much for coming to class today. You can end this class however you feel, maybe with meditation, maybe by chanting Om, or maybe simply by opening your eyes when you're ready. Hope to see you soon. Have a great day, morning, evening, whatever time of the day it is. Namaste.